Hello, everyone. Thank you for jumping onto our channel. I am Lizzie Hubble with Hub of the Heart, the holistic health lifestyle. Basically, anything that has to do with your heart, mentally, physically, and spiritually is what we talk about. So that's where that came from. And we're going to jump into what we're going over today, which is a beginner's guide to the 3 easy steps to achieve that holistic health lifestyle in your home today. Okay, so don't need to purchase anything. You may have these the products in your kitchen. So let's jump right into it. So what is holistic health? Holistic health is basically, instead of looking at your mind, body, and soul as a single entity, you're going to be looking at all 3 of them as a whole system versus their single parts. And that's basically it. Okay, so if you have a physician or someone on your health team, whether it's a counselor or a doctor or whatever it may be, or even a masseuse, okay, you're going to want to make sure that they're meeting those needs, and they're asking those holistic questions of not just, how are you feeling today, or what did you eat today, but really kind of getting down to the bottom, okay, of those 3 entities. And you can filter that out and decide to maybe switch out that person on your team, or maybe you might gravitate more towards them because they are holistically looking at you as a whole versus your single parts. Okay, so the first thing that you can do as from today, not being holistic or not trying to achieve the holistic health lifestyle, um, you're not doing that now, and now you want to jump into it, is number 1, knowing who your higher power is. And a lot of people do go through life and they just don't know who their higher power is. They could make tons of money, they could be beautiful and look like they're healthy, but and maybe even mentally healthy. But if we don't know who our higher power is, then it's up to us, and that is stressful. And we are constantly trying to make sure that we are good, and that's where those narcissistic behaviors will come from, like looking out for yourself because no one else will do it. Okay, believe me, I know. So step 1 would be knowing who your higher power is. If you don't know who your higher power is, I would suggest maybe looking into faith. And for example, God and Jesus Christ as your higher power, just looking into it, because it's definitely worth it. And a life in faith and with God is so much better than not having it. Okay, so that's number 1. That's your soul. Number 2 would be your mental side. Okay, so a free resource would be recovery. Most recovery groups it's essentially like group therapy. We're not fixing each other, right? We're just coming together as a community, and we're able to share our hurts, hangups, and habits. And we're able to do that in a way that is anonymous. Okay, you don't have to share divulge who you are exactly. And if you're not doing your recovery in public, then it still is a really safe place. Okay, but there's a lot of power in community, and being able to just talk about what you've been through and where you're going with your life. That's an amazing, amazing tool. And I would suggest to just look in your area and find some groups that get together that have the same, whether you're going through grief, or you're going through your divorce, or you're going through being a family member of an addict, or maybe you are an addict and you're trying to get that side of you out because you know that that's holding you back. Okay, addiction is definitely something that stems from our trauma and our dysfunction in our ancestry. Okay, it's not hereditary. Okay, I don't believe that it's hereditary. Okay, coming from an ex-alcoholic, I don't believe that it is hereditary. If you have a different perspective, I would love to hear it, but I just personally don't. I believe that it is a habit, and it does stem from, that is the side effect, the addiction, and it stems from what happened in your past, or maybe it happened yesterday. Okay, but it's usually something that happened in your past that triggers you. Okay, so if you can look for maybe even a faith-based community, a faith-based recovery group like Celebrate Recovery would be an amazing place to start. And there are literally in the Vegas area, there is a meeting every single night of the week. Okay, so that's your mind, and then your body. Okay, if you don't know where to start with health or nutrition or physical wellness, just start with juicing. Okay, and what I say with juicing, it sounds like a very sophisticated way of getting your nutrients in, but it's really not. For me personally, I take a blender literally, and you may not even have a blender yet, but you can take I mean, any like a little ninja bullet, and just put a carrot, a celery, some spinach and kale, some like power greens, right? And then put some frozen fruit in there. Okay. And that's it. And then just drink it. You're going to feel immediately so much better. Okay. So because plants are going to give you that energy and that vitality that your body's like fiending for, right? So those three things are a quick beginner's way to get started in your holistic health journey. And if you have any other questions, I would love to walk beside you in that. And then you can, in the show notes below, I'll link the different things that I was referring to, even the Celebrate Recovery. Okay. All right. So I will see you in our next video, and you have a beautiful life.